Good morning, dear students. Welcome to YouTube channel of Proton. And today we are going to discuss about very important organ of our alimentary canal, that is esophagus. And in our last video we have studied about the pharynx, and the next organ come after the pharynx is esophagus. So today we will discuss about the esophagus. So you must know that esophagus is also known as food pipe. What is it is also known? It is also known as food pipe. And you very much know that it is a simple uniform tube. It is a simple uniform tube which run downwards. So I have written here that it is a simple uniform tube. What do you mean by simple uniform tube? Word uniform indicates that the such tubes which have same diameter throughout the length. The tube which have same diameter throughout the length means the length of this tube, means the length of esophagus is same throughout its length. So it is the same diameter. What is diameter? The length, the gap between the line which is close its center. The diameter are same, equal to all places of its length. So this is called uniform tube. So it is this word indicates the uniform. Clear? So I write here that it is a simple uniform tube which runs downwards. It moves downwards, not upward. This action is known as upward. This moving is known as upward moving. This moving is known as downward moving. So this tube runs downwards, not upwards. So very simple, it is called downwards. So it runs downwards and then turns towards left. So here and from here it runs it turns left. From the last ending points it turns towards left. It moves left and piercing the diaphragm. Piercing means penetrate the diaphragm. This is diaphragm and this is our esophagus, and it pierces the diaphragm. So it is very much clear. It pierces the diaphragm and enter into the stomach. Finally it enter into the stomach. You can see here also that this is esophagus. It turns from here to left and finally ultimately it moves into the stomach. And which part of stomach? The first part, which is known as cardiac part. So it opens into the cardiac part of stomach. So it is very much clear, students, that it is the structure and how to it move and how it can connect with the stomach. So it is all about the structure of esophagus. Next, if we talk about the length of this tube, this narrow tube, this uniform tube, it is about 25 centimeter long tube. So the length of this tube is approx 25 centimeter. If we convert into inches, then the length of esophagus is 10 inch. So must remember, sometimes anybody can ask you that what is the length of esophagus. So you can answer that it is about 25 centimeter in adult human. And must remember, students, the highest length of esophagus is found in giraffe. You must know giraffe is a longest animal. It have also a long neck. So it is also, giraffe also have giraffe is also having longest neck, longest esophagus. So must remember, students, I am not mention it here. So come to the next point. The lining of esophagus is made of stratified squamous epithelium tissues. If somebody asks you which lining forms the esophagus, which types of lining forms the esophagus, and someone asks you which types of tissues form esophagus, so you must know that it is lined by multiple layers of multiple germinal layers, like serosa, like mucosa, like muscular layer is muscular layer. So the lining of esophagus, here come to the point, the lining of esophagus is made of stratified squamous epithelium tissue. So students, don't be confused, and if you asked about the lining of esophagus, you have to answer that it is made of stratified squamous epithelium tissues. So it is very much clear what is the role of stratified squamous epithelium tissues. The lining of esophagus is made of stratified squamous epithelium tissues. Clear, students? Come to the next point. It contains both voluntary and involuntary muscles. So students, it is the point to mention that the esophagus, the complete esophagus, is having both voluntary and involuntary muscles, and you know very well what is voluntary and involuntary. So voluntary actions and involuntary actions we have already studied. What is voluntary actions? Voluntary actions are the actions which are under control our will, and the muscles associated with voluntary actions are known as voluntary muscles, and the actions which are not in actions which is performed according to are not our willpower, that these actions are known as involuntary actions, and the muscles associated with these kinds of actions are known as involuntary muscles. So it is very much clear that the esophagus is containing both muscles. Some part of esophagus is made of voluntary muscles, and the some part of esophagus is made of involuntary muscles. So in simple word, we can say it contains both voluntary and involuntary muscles. Clear, students? Very good. Now next, it does not secrete any digestive enzyme. That's why no digestion occur in it. You might heard ever before that mouth have digestive enzymes, and we will study in next videos that small intestine having some digestive enzymes, and we have studied that the buccal cavity have also some digestive enzymes, means saliva, etc. But here I have written that the esophagus does not secrete any digestive enzymes because of it does not have any digestive gland. So it is very much clear that if there is no digestive enzyme, there is no digestion occur in esophagus. So must remember, students, that the stomach does not play an important role, does not play role in digestion. It is provide a pathway, it is provide a path to travel to transport food molecules into stomach. So it is only a pathway, it provides only a pathway by which food molecules get a special form and move into the stomach. So in esophagus there is no role of digestion. So digestion does not take place in esophagus. You must remember, point to be noted. So esophagus is not involving in digestion because it does not contain any digestive enzyme, and and cause to it does not having any digestive gland. So it does not secrete any digestive enzyme. That's why no digestion occur in it. Very much remember to you. And next point, come to the next point. it is involved in deglutition. What is deglutition? The swallowing of food, the process by which a food molecules is swallowed. Clear? So this process is known as deglutition. So it is involved into the deglutition process, swallowing of food. Very much clear. It is very much clear. I have already discussed that it is not involving in digestion. It makes the food form. It's so sticky. That's why food is easily moved into the stomach. So it is not play an important role of digestion. It involves in the action which is named deglutition. Clear, students? And what is deglutition? Swallowing of food. It is known as deglutition process. So you must know about what is deglutition. Come to the next point. It secretes mucus which makes the food more slimy. It secretes mucus. So students, remember always that the wall of esophagus contains many mucus glands. Clear, students? Wall of esophagus is having many mucus glands, and these mucus glands secrete a fluidy substance which is called mucus, and mucus helps the food to make it more slimy. What is slimy? It is, we can say, it is most sticky, just like we say sticky. Clear? And sticky, which food have more watery, so watery food moves easy way. The moving of watery fluid is making so easy, so it is moved into from the esophagus is so easy into the stomach, so it is moves, the transportation is makes so easy. So the mucus secreting by the mucus glands is make the food more slimy, so that's why it is easily transported into stomach. So mucus makes the food more sticky. It is easily shifted into the stomach. Clear, students? Next point. The dorsal and upper aperture called gullet found in oropharyngeal cavity opens into esophagus. We have already discussed about this point when we have discussing about the pharynx point, and we can say that the opening of esophagus is called gullet. What is gullet? Gullet is a circular shape structure, cartilage. It is called gullet. So it is found between the pharynx and esophagus. In other words, we can say the gullet found between the esophagus and pharynx region. So it is called gullet. The opening of esophagus is known as gullet. We have already discussed, so there is no need to discuss again. So if you want to see this point, please see my previous video. Come to the next point. When the food enters into the esophagus, the muscles in the wall of esophagus starts alternate contractions and relaxations, producing wave-like movement called peristalsis movement. Students, it is asked so many times in your board examinations, so please keep attention. Keep what is peristalsis movement here. So what is peristalsis movement? Students, we have already discussed that esophagus is not take part in digestion. It is a common passage. Not common. It is a tube. It is a passage which transport the food and makes the form of the food is so easy. That's why the food moves and secreted into the stomach in easy way. So here the wall of esophagus have many tongues, when the food enters into the esophagus, come into the processes, when the food enters into the esophagus, the muscles in the wall of esophagus, the muscles found in the wall of the esophagus. Clear, students? The muscles which is found on the wall of the esophagus starts alternate contractions. You must know what is contraction. Contraction to come to the narrow point. Two things having come to the narrow point. This is contractions. Clear? To come to the narrow points, and releasing the narrow points are known as relaxations. Contractions, relaxations, contractions and relaxations. So students, the wall of esophagus containing many muscles. We have already studied about these muscles. These are voluntary muscles, some of known as voluntary and some of involuntary muscles. These voluntary and involuntary muscles take part the contractions and relaxations of these esophagus wall. So when food come into the esophagus, suppose there is a food particles here, clear, and the wall of esophagus, the wall and the muscles contact the food, and the wall runs inward. The wall, I here put a diagram. When muscles contact, then the wall, both the walls comes towards to close to one another. This is contraction, and there is a food molecules. After contractions, food molecules move forward direction, move here. Clear, students? And these walls are getting relaxations. Feel relaxations, and these are contractions. These relaxations, the food molecules move here. Same process occurs at another time. So food molecules move here. So rhythmic contractions and relaxations take place in the wall of esophagus. These rhythmic contractions, relaxations are known as peristalsis movement. The movement of esophagus wall in which rhythmic contractions and relaxations take part. These rhythmic contractions and relaxations are known as peristalsis movement. So if any examinations, if you asked what is peristalsis movement, you have answered that the peristalsis movement is the movement of esophageal wall, and in esophageal wall rhythmic contractions and relaxations occurred. Rhythmic contractions and relaxations are occurred to pass food forward, and we can say to transport of food in forward direction. So these relaxations and contractions occurs in regular interval when food comes into the esophagus. So it is called peristalsis movement. Students, it is found in small intestine. It is also found, these movements are also found in stomach. We will discuss in our upcoming videos. So you have to very much clear that what is peristalsis movement, because questions arises many times, and in last examinations of 2020 there is no questions arises from here. So it is very much important for you that's in upcoming examinations it have to ask. Clear, students? It could be asked. So it is very much clear what is peristalsis movement. Peristalsis movement is the relaxations and rhythmic relaxations and contractions occurs when food come into the esophagus. So the wall of esophagus starts alternate contractions and relaxations, producing wave-like movements called peristalsis movement. So these wave-like some movements, wave-like movements to pass the food in forward direction is called peristalsis movements. So very much clear. This point very important. Note it, very important. So come to the next point. Through peristalsis movement, food push downward towards the stomach. You have already know that during peristalsis movement or through peristalsis movement, food moves downwards, not upward. Food moves downwards because it occurs. The peristalsis movement occurs downward to move, upward to downward. So it is occur in the food molecules pass from to the next stage and food moves to the downwards only. Clear? Next point, I have written a note here that the wall present between esophagus and cardiac opening part of the stomach is called cardiac sphincter. So you can see in the diagram, students, that on the junction of esophagus and cardiac, which is the part of stomach, which is the first part of the stomach, the junction of cardiac and esophagus, a circular valve found, circular muscle is found. What is found? On the junction of cardiac region of stomach and esophagus. This is the junction where the esophagus meets with the stomach. So on the junction of cardiac region of the stomach and esophagus, a circular muscle is found. This circular muscle is known as cardiac sphincter. What is known as cardiac sphincter? Very good, very much clear, students, that what is cardiac sphincter? Between the esophagus and first part of the stomach, which is known as cardiac, a valve, a circular muscle is found. This circular muscle is known as cardiac sphincter. And what is the role of cardiac sphincter? What is the role of cardiac sphincter? I know here, I tell you that the role of cardiac sphincter, students, that the cardiac sphincter allow the food to move from esophagus to stomach. Listen carefully, students. What is the role of cardiac sphincter? Cardiac sphincter is a valve that allows the movement of food from esophagus to stomach, but backflow is not possible. Backflow is not possible means I mean to say that cardiac sphincter is allowed to move food from esophagus to stomach, but it's prevent to backflow of food from stomach to esophagus. Clear, students? What I want to say, that cardiac sphincter, this is a valve, and what is the role of this valve? This valve, which name is cardiac sphincter, it plays very important role. Clear? It plays very important role. What role it play? That it allows, it permits the food molecules to move from esophagus to stomach. It permits the food molecules to move from esophagus to stomach, but it prevents the backflow of these food molecules from stomach to esophagus. So food cannot move into back directions due to this sphincter. So it is very good. It plays very important role in our alimentary canal, the place where is the sphincter are found, sphincter are present everywhere, it plays this role. Clear students? So always remember what is the role of sphincter. It plays the forward movement of it allows the forward movement of food, but not allow the backward movement of food. It is very much clear. So I write a note: the wall present between esophagus and cardiac region, opening of part of the stomach, it's called cardiac sphincter. So it is all about the esophagus, and I think nothing is left to tell you. So in this is all about the esophagus. In our next video we will study about the next portion of our alimentary canal, that is stomach. So keep watching, students, and for prepare your notes, please take a screenshot and match the notes properly, and keep watching. Thanks a lot. Thank you.